As we bring Jim Palmer back in once more. Jim, we've gotten to share some special debuts here, but some trepidation seeing how the first inning went. What changed to make the rest of this go smoother?
Well, the irony is the only walk was the leadoff batter, Simeon, and Garcia hits a ball down the right field line, and then he throws a good changeup to Young. But I was pretty impressed as the game progressed. He got better. First strikeout was Duran. Good slider, and then all of a sudden he was able to use his fastball not only on both sides of the plate but up in the zone. So again, anytime you come, he pitched right with DeGrom for 6 innings. The Orioles tie ball game going into the bottom of the 6th, and DeGrom gets the win, but Rodriguez certainly gets a lot of credit for getting here yesterday. And if you can look, you can see the 5 strikeouts, 4 on his best pitch. So he moved the ball around the zone. I think he's capable. I think he pitched under control. And again, Texas didn't hit well the first 2 games, but they're a pretty capable offensive team. And, I just thought he handled himself great. And I think the other thing, there's a tendency when you have an arm like he does that you feel like to throw harder you have to kind of use your whole body. Jacob DeGrom was talking the other day on the field saying, I try to be as smooth as I can. I think as the game progressed, not only did he do that, we struck out 11, but so did Grayson Rodriguez in his first major league start. So all in all, he'll probably get another chance to pitch again before Bradish comes off the IL, maybe longer than that, but I thought he did really well.
Well, and of course, you got to talk to DeGrom earlier this series. I think he was pretty excited to see you come up to him on the field there. A couple of legends in the making. But, I mean, really, this today for Texas was about reverting back to the normal. You just mentioned they have a very powerful lineup that's been quiet for 2 days. DeGrom's first outing was not DeGrom-like. So it was the offense getting back to what they do. And for Jacob DeGrom, I don't know where you find an answer for this fastball or slider, but I don't want to ever see him.
No, he mixed, he threw in a couple of changeups and curveballs, but the slider early on was the pitch. There it is. That's 2 sliders on, pitches on sliders. There's 3. There's another strikeout on a slider. That's 4. Then he went to the fastball. He struck out starting in the second inning, 8 out of the 10 hitters he faced. So it kind of set the tone. Only in the 5th inning when 3-1 to Mountcastle, he was able to hit a double, but he just threw the ball by the. And I don't mean by. He made great pitches. His windup is so simple. The ball explodes out of his hand. He commands it. Slider is, hardly ever hangs it. Again, the double that Mountcastle hit was a 3-1 fastball. He hit it up the gap in left field. The Orioles got 2 runs. One of them was earned, and then he gets the win because he strikes out 11, and they come to the rescue. It's always nice when you're leaving a game in a 2-2 ball game, and then they put 2 runs on the board, so you get to leave with a possibility of winning. And that's something they didn't really do for the Mets very often. He didn't get much run support today. They get him 5, or they get him 4 while he's in there, and then the bullpen. We saw the Ranger bullpen the last 2 games be really, really good.
It's funny you mentioned that, and all I can think of is when Kevin was going through his numbers in game and said, well, the win-loss record isn't really reflective with the ERA, and that's because he was on the Mets and they weren't scoring him any runs. It was called getting DeGrommed because of what would happen to him. Now, for the Orioles offense, I mean, we looked at this yesterday. They did eventually get DeGrom out. I'm not saying Will Smith is any easier. He's got 2 World Series rings on his hand, but where did it kind of fall short today for them?
Well, they got outpitched. I mean, DeGrom's DeGrom. So you get 2 runs off him. Normally, my theory is when it was Ryan or it was Tion or if it was Catfish Hunter, you better not have a game or a bad game. And Rodriguez didn't have a bad game. He pitched great. Austin Voth makes 1 pitch. It's a hanging curveball to Josh Young, and let's not forget they have a couple of good young players. Young's their #1 draft choice 2019. Hit a home run for the winning run in the 2-1 victory on Sunday, and then he hits a 2-run home run to the opposite field, which is also nice to see young hitters. So again, they got a good ball club. You win 2 out of 3. We're supposed to play the Yankees tomorrow. Now we'll play 3 against the Yanks Friday, Saturday, and Sunday home opener. And Dean Kramer did not pitch as well as he likes. He's only 2-11 against the American League East. Friday, he can change those numbers. Certainly capable of doing that.
He can. I think he lives facing pinstripes, and that's about it. So
well, you know,
see.
today I said I don't like to give up runs. I get the feeling you don't. He said I don't even like to give up base runners. I said you're going to give up base runners, just don't give up the run. So let's see how he does on Friday.